Greetings, welcome to yet another episode of the Switch On Network. It is episode number 3. Can you believe it? Just the other day, we launched the first episode. Thank you so much for showing us a lot of love on the different socials, whether on YouTube, TikTok, Instagram as well. Remember to subscribe to our YouTube channel. Don't forget to press like, share, and of course, we always appreciate the comments. The name is Lerato Phago. Really thrilled to have you with us. Namhlanje siphethe a beaver. Allow me to welcome Mpho Makola. Hey, Mpho.
Hey, Lerato.
How are you doing?
Fine, thanks. And yourself?
I'm good. I'm good. I think, first and foremost, how's life after football? Can you even call it life after football for you?
Yeah, it's life after football, but I'm still part of football. So life after football is I'm coaching. I'm a coach now, so I'm still part of the sport.
You're coaching?
Yeah.
At which level? That's interesting.
SAB, which is the third tie, I think, in SA. Yeah.
Wow. And your coaching licenses at the moment? Where are you? Do you have a SAFA D license, CAF A, UEFA Pro? None. Zilch. So as I said here, I'm a more qualified coach than you because I've got my CAF C.
But can you coach?
I can.
That's the thing.
I'm joking. True.
That doesn't define who you are as a coach.
I coach you, Pep.
Coach Umuntu.
At the end of the day. So today we're going to unpack a lot of issues. There's an ongoing court case with a certain team in the PSL that we're going to talk about. We're going to unpack life with certain teams, both in top flight football and in the Motsepe Foundation Championship. Where do we start? Do we start with the dream? Do we start with the dream where as a young boy, you grow up, you are at the Kaizer Chiefs development. At that point, do you think, I think I'm made up for this. I think I've got what it takes to make it pro.
Yeah, 100%. The dream starts at 10, I think. Age 10, I'm at Jovel Boys Community. I get selected to represent Gauteng. From Gauteng, provincially, get scouted for Chiefs under 12, under 13. So I'm in the system until under 17. But under 17, obviously, I'm a boy from the township, you know. And then my football suffers. And Chiefs. But then I go back to the hood, township, start afresh. And from there, it's Tolasegu, Nglalela Uchezi, Asida, Africa Sport Academy. And then from there, I grand.
From there, into Zakoza.
Yeah.
How was life at Free State Stars? It's quite sad, the fact that now when we look at football, Asaiboni, and you look at the products, so many top players came from that institution.
I think it has to be the second best team that I've played for in my career because when I went there, I was 19. I was alone. I learned to be by myself. I learned to cook for one. And I think I played one of my best football times there. Life was hard. Yeah. Life was hard because it was cold. Free State gets flipping cold. And I remember during preseason, one time we went to the training field and Themba Stole was the coach at the time. Half of the pitch, well, the full pitch was actually that there was ice. And he said, Ivan, no one is going home. The sun is going to come out now. As soon as half of the pitch, the ice has melted, we're going to train. So that was Free State Stars for you. It molded me into the kind of player that I became.
Do you think that worked for the team? Because in football, we always talk about home ground advantage.
Yeah.
But you talk to a lot of players and they tell you that trip to Twatwa, if I had to fake a sickness or an injury to avoid just going to play for State there, I will do it.
100%. I think the trip to Twatwa for most of the teams, especially inland teams, was very hard. I know when we played Ajax, they never wanted to play there, which was at the time, Ajax Cape Town. Santos, they never wanted to play us at Putarichava as well. But it was more of the same trip going to Toyando. I didn't like those trips as well. Yeah, so it was more of an advantage for the home team.
And that's how that transition then works with regards to home ground advantage. Then after that, I think you get your ticket to the big time.
Yeah. It took me a bit of time, but 4.5 years. And I thought I was ready. And
let's talk about that, the big move. How does it happen? Do you hear rumors around it? Is there somebody that approaches you straight up and says, hey, there's this big team that wants your signature. You're putting in consistent performances, but what really changes to make sure that that move happens?
Sure, Lerato. So prior to the end of that season at Free State Stars, I get injured. I think there was 5 games left. I only came back the last 5 games just to see how far I was. And luckily for me, I played well. And at the end of the season, I was like, "Bra Mike, that's it. I think I've played my part to Free State and I need new challenges." And I think Coach Steve supported that. But now the thing was, there was Pirates and there was Chiefs. So I had to make a choice.
Pirates and Chiefs.
Yeah.
Okay. As a young boy, which team did you support? Because now we know where you come from, the Kaizer Chiefs development.
Yeah.
But you actually go the opposite direction. Which team did you support as a youngster?
Growing up.
Yeah.
When I was 12, I was a Chiefs fan because I was playing for the academy. But obviously when I moved, I think when I was still at Jersey at the academy, Pirates started showing interest in me before I eventually went to Free State. So I was more of a Pirates after that. And making the choice, I mean, the decision wasn't so difficult.
Why wasn't it? Was it a numbers game?
It wasn't a numbers game. It was, honestly speaking, I think Bobby is the one that flopped on the move because my agent at the time spoke to Bobby to say, "The boy is here, so we need to wrap it up because unfortunately he fell sick and was hospitalized for a couple of days. And in between those days is when Pirates called and the deal was done."
So are you saying toe to toe the deals were similar?
Well, the deal from Chiefs was not there yet.
So there wasn't really much to consider. There was nothing on the table.
On the table yet, yeah.
Were you so sold on going to Paris that you could not even wait and buy time to hear the offer that Kaizer Chiefs was going to come?
I was ready to go to Pirates. Yeah, because I mean, at the time, Opa was there, which was going to make it easy for me. I played with Opa in the academy. And I thought all the other guys that Patrick is there just signed. Minty just signed from Free State. Tabo just signed from Free State. You know, all the guys that I grew up with in the academy were there. So Benny's there at the time, and I'm like, damn.
International player.
Yeah.
So what's the first thing that tells you have arrived at Orlando Pirates? I mean, I think for a lot of players that maybe come from the outskirts of South Africa, you're thinking I've hit the big time when you get signed to a big institution, and especially one that is Orlando Pirates. What's the first thing that is so clear that says you have arrived? Is it maybe training ground? Is it the maybe introduction to the chairman? What is that one thing where you feel like it is, the introduction that says you have arrived?
Not necessarily an introduction per se, but when I first came to training, my first training session was not at Orlando Stadium or Rand Stadium. It was at UJ. I think at the time they were still training at UJ. And
UJ, Bunting Road also.
Yeah, Bunting Road, yeah. And when I arrived, there was like 55 players, 45, 40 to 45 or somewhere there.
Registered?
At the time, it's preseason, remember?
Oh, okay.
So when I got there with training at UJ, I go down the changing rooms and there's like 3 changing rooms. On the right, the senior players. On the left, Andile Opa in them. So I was sent to the left-hand side. So obviously, yeah.
So that division,
you must work your way up to Nada.
Okay.
Yeah. Which I don't think happens now. Number 10, like, you know.
Do you think that's the big change then, to say then you used to earn your stripes?
For sure, 100%. Then it wasn't easy to just walk into a big team. You know, you needed, because you knew at the time, damn, there's probably like 20 players that are, or maybe 5 players in my position that are really talented. So I really need to up my socks and up my game if I'm given an opportunity.
Is that a good or bad thing though?
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
For soccer players, for a footballer, it's a good thing.
Because I'm trying to think now, and I'm thinking about the current squad, and I'm seeing some players where the trust is there. You're given the trust before you earn it. So it's a matter of we are going to exercise this and give you the trust and give you the jersey. What you do with it, it's up to you.
Damn, it's difficult. I don't know, man. Like, it's really difficult. I don't want to speak about football in our country at the moment, but yeah, I think players just need to work harder. You know, they really, really need to work harder to earn their stripes in football, or in teams, or in big teams, so to say.
That's a very interesting subject that you're touching. Because now I want to know, where do you think we are as a footballing nation? Because whether we like it or not, there's great progress when you have Orlando Pirates, Mamelodi Sundowns playing in the CAF Champions League semi-finals. Mamelodi Sundowns goes to the finals. Stellenbosch playing in the semi-finals of the CAF Confed Cup. And you've got a team that went to the AFCON and came back with a bronze medal. A lot of people say our football is now shaping up. We're looking good. We're ready to compete.
Yeah, we have a good coach in the national team. I think his way of doing things has worked for us as a nation. But in the country, in the league, look at Pirates, look at Chiefs, and look at Pirates, look at Sundowns, and then look at the rest of the teams. There's a huge gap. Look at Super Sports now. Look at Super Sports 5 years ago, 6 years ago. Yeah. During Morgan and Mashamaita's time, all those other guys. There's a huge difference. So much as, but it's day for another day, I guess.
The line.
Yeah.
Okay, I see where you're going. I want us to bring the conversation back to Orlando Pirates. And like you're saying, I think then you had one of the most competitive squads when you look at Orlando Pirates, where you can't just waltz into the starting 11. You had to work through it. It wasn't just a matter of having one good performance. It was a matter of a consistent lineup of good performances throughout.
Yeah, it was. It took me a while to actually get a starting path in the team. Because when I came, there was Fiso, there was Opa, there was Andile,
that midfield,
there was Njumayelo.
Yo.
So there was Dane, there was Socks. There was Terminator Mabalani. There was Okongo. So I needed to really, really work hard to earn my place. So it did take me a bit of time, but when it happened, I think I got my opportunity to put hands.
Did you enjoy your time at Orlando Pirates?
Definitely, I did.
Yeah. Do you think you played your best football there?
For sure, 100% I did.
Yeah.
I did, yeah. I think from when Coach Vivi arrived, for a good probably 5 seasons, I was consistent. Not that I was there, but I was consistent. I think consistency just kept me in the team for that long.
And the other players that were surrounding you, who do you think you really enjoyed playing with in that Orlando Pirates team?
Sure. So many to mention, but Oba Manyesa, because we literally started together in the academy. So we had an understanding from back then. So we just made it easy in the professional setup. Yeah.
So Oba was that person?
Yeah, Oba, Patrick Pungayo, for sure.
Was there that transition that we're seeing now when you look at the first team and the academy ranks? I think a lot of the times you find Orlando Pirates development players heading elsewhere to get experience and then coming back. And now you can see that there's a straight pathway from development to the first team. When you were there, was it that thing where you could see a lot of the youngsters to say, hey, some of these youngsters are knocking on the door and they might come for my position?
Yeah, for sure. There were a lot of youngsters that made the jump to the first team. But like I said, back then, it wasn't easy to walk into the first team. I remember there was Nana Nanduli. He came and he left, he went overseas. A lot of players that came and just disappeared. They were loaned out and they never made it back.
How was playing in that rivalry then when you had an Orlando Pirates team that could push toe-to-toe to a certain degree with the likes of a Kaizer Chiefs, where the country almost every weekend is divided by two teams that are performing, that have got a big following?
Yeah. Like I said, when you asked about did I enjoy my football at Pirates, those are some of the moments that really when you said, you're like, wow, I'm actually playing for a big team, because you get goosebumps every time there was a derby or whatever, so it was really great. Those are the times that I'll always cherish.
You'll always cherish.
For sure. Yeah.
And then the move, is it easy to leave such a big institution? I think a lot of players suffer with that because it's so professional. Everything is so well. What?
I did.
Why?
Yeah. I think in the manner that it happened, because when I left Pirates, I was one of the captains in the team and I was playing well. So I didn't understand what happened, and there was no clear explanation from anyone to say, So when I got my clearance and I was driving on my way home, I shed a tear. But I went to the township, and the love that I always get from Alex just kept me going, because they're like, ain't done. You did your thing, It's time to let the others come through as well.
Did you get emotional because maybe in your mind you thought, this is where I'd like to retire. I'd like for them to honor this particular jersey. I'd still love to contribute more to this team.
Not honor this particular jersey per se, but to be there, play for as long as I can, help the team for as long as I can, because even now I still have that pain. I'm sure the other guys still do, of losing all those finals, and me as being one of the captains, I was like, this is something that's going to drive me to change that and help the team achieve those, things that we didn't achieve back then, and it didn't happen. So yeah, it kind of sucked.
I'm looking at you now and you're smiling, but I can see you're emotional. I can see I'm taking you back to that day. How would you have liked things to be handled?
Sure. I don't know. Maybe have a meeting with the people that made those decisions or that decision at the time, and just make it clear why. Yeah, that's all.
But no love lost.
Once and always, Pagania.
Once and always. You then moved to a coastal team. You moved to a coastal team, a team that's now introducing themselves, I believe, to the South African football lovers. And a lot of people are like, who is this team? Where are they coming from? What are their intention? And do you think you were the right person at the time to join the team because you were now experienced? And then continuing the conversation with your stay at Orlando Pirates, I think a lot of coaches came in. Some made a big impact. Some didn't. Let's get your thoughts on the coaching dynamic there.
Okay, my first coach at Pirates was Palacios. Very good coach. Learned so much from him. We're still in touch till this day because I'm a coach. So because there's so much that I've learned from him. Second coach, Roger. Not much to say about him. When I was at Free State, he wanted to sign me at Vets. But when I came to Pirates, I wasn't his favorite. I don't know for what reasons, but yeah. And then there was Eric, good coach at the time at Pirates. We fought for him. Then came Vivi. Vivi was probably one of my best coaches because I played my best football under him. Under Mushin, played so well as well. Good coach as well. I remember Harold also coached Lukhodi with Shell from Sweden. Now that coach, I don't know. One time I said to the chairman and he was telling me about that coach and he said, hey, what do you think of this coach? I said, I don't know, coach. Chairman, he said, I think it's a scam. I think it's a scam because they gave us his
resume.
Yeah. And Sweden, they said Sweden assistant coach, and he said, I coach Zlatan Ibrahimovic. But with him, it was, if training session is 45 minutes, it's 45 minutes. We train 1 hour, 2 hours, 1 hour, 35 minutes, sometimes 40 minutes. And funny enough, we reached the Nedbank final with him. But we lost 4-1 to Supersport. So it just says, what kind of a coach he was. But I liked him as well because he promoted a couple of youngsters. I remember Yusuf Mard, who's at Chiefs now.
Yes.
Yeah, got promoted by Shell.
And what were the major differences with regards to their coaching styles, training, match day, preparation?
I think Pirates has a philosophy and a way of playing football. And with all the coaches that have tried to bring to the team, it's more of, can you keep to this and stick to this manual that we have as a team, as a brand? And some struggled and some tried to do it right. And those that did it right, you could see by the results. And those that didn't, my results showed as well. Yeah.
The truth isn't the results. And how long did it take you to then move and make that transition? Because you are heartbroken. You feel like the dream has just ended, but now you need to pick yourself up because you still have age on your side and you can still give your all to the next team. What then happens in between that transition from Orlando Pirates to City?
So I get my clearance from Pirates and on my way, obviously it's in the media and stuff, get a call. There's Vets. There's Supersport, but there's also Cape Town City. But not just Cape Town City. It's Benny that's calling me. It's his friend Percy, who's also, like, Kuta, Kapstad too. Like, damn, Benny, just give me some time.
Before the call, were you considering a super sport?
Yeah. Because it's like literally close to my house. Yeah, it's like 5 minutes to training, and I'm thinking that no more traffic and all that. So, but Benny calls and is like, but in that period of 2 weeks, I'm training on my own and I get fit. Next thing, flight, everything is booked, Cape Town too. And that's how it happens. You
never compared?
Nope.
Anything?
It was more of going to play for Benny.
Because now you were with him at Pirates.
Yeah.
And you saw how he was as a player, and now as a coach, you kind of understood what he would want from you.
Yeah. And I know what he wants, the style of play. There's Kemet there, there's Mubara. There's Riyadh, I played with them at Pirates. So also it's going to make it easy for me moving into that team.
And at the time, I think it's still kind of a new entity. And a lot of people want to help make it history because you then will be remembered as the squad that helped achieve this and that. How was that like?
Challenging, but very nice at the same time, because obviously there was so much that the team wanted to do, even the marketing, because you're always on shoots and they're always taking you, Lerato. But it was nice, and because there was also Teko there trying to help me, because I also went there because of him. He told me when he was in Joburg, he said, Mamela, if you don't want to come, I'll tell them to give you my salary, so you can come help the team. So that project for me was very nice, and I'm happy with how it turned out.
All right, adding on that transition that you were talking about with the different coaches at Orlando Pirates, towards the end of Augusto Palacios' stint, results were not forthcoming. I think you had two major defeats with big scorelines, one against Moroka Swallows and another one against SuperSport United, I think in a cup competition. And that is when Roger came in. Elaborate on that, but also do you believe that was the time maybe your game dropped, or maybe you had maybe potential of moving abroad?
Remember when I came to Pirates, Palacios was the coach, and I started all the games. M10-8, I was there. League, I was there. And when Roger came, everything for me went for a very long time. I think 2 seasons. There was a time where I was just coming to training to fulfill my, duties at training and then go home. But I was not mentally there at training. I remember we used to joke with Brighton when we'd take free kicks afterwards, just to, because we weren't part of the training session sometimes, just to feel like I was at training as well. Just shoot the ball, Brighton, and get a lap, shy. And then so police would be kind. That was us for less was Katiles, and the football. When Roger came, the team was already a good team. You understand? Hence, we made those finals. But somehow, I think the team was destroyed as well, because we didn't have that winning mentality. Just going over the line and lift the trophy.
Was there potential for a move then, before your game went downhill?
Yeah. I wanted to go to Tuks. I just wanted to play football. So Brasten's office was there at the stadium. There was after training session. I had a good training session. I thought I was going to be in the team. They called the 18. I'm not in the team. I'm like, nah. I go out straight to Brasten's office. Brasten, I'm going to come by. I'm going to loan and tax just to play football. He's like, nope, you are not going anywhere. Keep training. Because he used to watch our training sessions. Watch the training session. Then I will office. And he was like, no, keep going. So thank you to him. I kept going.
What was the major difference with having Coach Eric Tinkler at Orlando Pirates and Eric Tinkler at Cape Town City?
I think at Orlando Pirates, he was surrounded by big names, one. And he was a player's coach, so to say. He had an understanding. If he saw sometimes that players were tired, he'd be like, just give them a day off. Gents, come back tomorrow fresh and do your job. And we would fight for him with Pirates. I remember when we lost the Nedbank Cup to SuperSport again, at Polokwane 3-2. the fans came into the pitch and they wanted to beat him up. It was me and Thabo, Matlaba and Opa that actually bracketed and, made sure he doesn't get any harmed or anything like that. And I remember being Kilapaya and, and I thought, damn, he's a good coach and a good human being. Fast forward, we meet again as Cape Town. Now he's a different person. I think Lapaya is given, obviously, to run the show, rightfully so, and he makes decisions, but he's also not honest with me, especially. And bear in mind, I'm in my 30s. I'm not a youngster anymore. If we're having any differences, we can speak about it and make sure it doesn't affect the team as a whole or my performance or whatever, But it's not that, And yeah, we had some great moments together at Cape Town City because we're in a final and there was a time when we were gunning for the championship. It didn't happen, But towards the end of my spell, well, not my stay, my stay at Cape Town City, things just turned sour, out of nowhere, which I did not even understand or make sense of. So, yeah.
Was it more of a frustration from your end? Because I remember towards the end of that campaign, you were getting red carded a lot. You were not on the match day squad a lot as well.
Yeah, it was more of a frustration because, see, I'm in Cape Town by myself. The contract that I have, it's based on games, performance. So I signed that contract because I thought, damn, I'm looking at the team and like, I will fight to play. I will start and I will earn my money, and not knowing that someone can manipulate, obviously, the starting lineup or whatever. And I don't get to play my games and I don't get to earn my money. So obviously that frustrates me and you're grounding, There was a time when I was supposed to play 10 games and I was going to get so much money. My 9th game, after playing the 9th game, playing so well, I don't get to play the next game until the league comes to an end. So I'm checking, damn, my money's gone and there was no reason for that. Why?
And you're not injured?
I just got man of the match the previous game. So how do you explain that? I come on in the 35th minute in the first half, I still get man of the match for you. The next game you put me on the bench. So yeah, I think Eric and I had a good relationship then, but now I don't know. I have a lot of questions to ask him actually. Yeah.
And hopefully maybe one day you'll see each other on the touchline.
For sure. It's going to happen, yeah.
Let's dive a bit deeper with regards to what you touched on with regards to the number of games you were supposed to play and a certain amount of money that you were supposed to get. Let's talk about some of the clauses that were in that contract, which then stipulated those issues.
Okay, what was in the contract was you play a certain number of games, start. Not as a sub, you get so much money. So that was in the contract. Obviously, I'm thinking I will play those games, not knowing I'm not the one that makes the final decisions on who gets to start. And yeah, things happened the way they happened and yeah.
Then who in that case would you say, kind of takes the blame with regards to then, or maybe answers those questions that you have?
I mean, look, you're training well. Everyone can see you training well. The whole team, the captain is even asking, Coach, why is this man not starting? Because we need him. The assistant coach, all the technical team members are saying you should start. But only the coach and the chairman decide on that because, they have the final say.
When you left Cape Town City, did you ask those questions? Were you given room to express your views?
Nope. Actually, how I left Cape Town City, Friday we played Chiba. No, Tuesday or Wednesday we played Chiba, I think, in PE. I started the match, played well. We drew 1-1. On the weekend, we were going to play Stellenbosch, I think. No, we were going to play Skukun or something like that. On the Thursday, we were told in the morning that you're supposed to go watch a cricket match after training, right? I've already made plans. I'm meeting up with my lawyers, right? I tell the captain, Tommy, I can't come. I'll probably make it late there. He doesn't convey the message to the coach. Anyways, they'll go to the cricket. I get a call when I'm still with my lawyer to say, where are you? So I explained to the coach, I had with the lawyer. Says, okay, but you're supposed to be here. You know, this is a CSI or team or something like that. Okay, cool. I go and I apologize. And cool. Thursday, Friday, they call the team for the weekend. I'm not in the team. So I pick up the phone and I'm like, coach, why have I been taken out of the team? I've been taken out of the starting lineup. I've been taken out of the 18. Not because I performed bad, but because I did not go to a cricket match. Right? And he says to me, Eric says to me on the phone, Mpho, don't worry about it. It's just one game. That one game, young cost and financially. And he knows that. You know, cool. Okay, no problem. That one game passes. The next game, I'm on the bench. We play in Stellenbosch. On the bench again. Someone overhears Eric during halftime, one of the players, saying, well, the assistant coach says to him, listen, you need to put Bibo in so he can help us because they're running errands thing on us and we need someone like that. Eric says to him, now fuck it, man. Excuse the language. Fuck it, man. He's gonna do his own thing, you know. I'm joking. But what did I do to this man actually for him to be speaking about me like that? Anyways, I leave Cape Town City peacefully. John and I sit down. I think it's Jan, and I've got 5 months left on my contract. Pays me what's left on my contract, and adios. Just like that.
And just like that, that was the end. Are you and the chairman okay from Cape Town City?
We're good.
Occasionally.
We're good. Yeah. We used to check up on each other. We're good.
Then at what point do you make the decision then for Polokwane City? Because for any player that has played in top flight football, chances are maybe it's even hard to make that transition or to then think, a lower league. But also I think because you were going into a team that was fighting for promotion, maybe it made it a bit easy than a team that was...
Yeah, and I was still active at the time, very and fit, you know, and I just wanted to continue playing soccer until the end of the season, you know, so it didn't really make it hard for me to make that decision. And yeah, it happened, and I moved to Polokwane City for a short-term contract.
How did it happen?
I get a call from the chairman saying, hey, when I'm to go Joburg, that's what he says. Joburgers don't want to come to Polokwane because, hey, Polokwane, what that? I'm like, no, I don't have a problem with coming to Polokwane. What's happening? Then he sits me down and says, Arna Chelet. I'm like, nah, I'm not there for that, but Arul. And then he says, okay, short-term contract, help the team, but I'll get promotion, and then I'll set you up for another 2 seasons in PSL, Cool. And I'm like, okay, I just came back from Cape Town. And I can't make that decision on Ano because I just got back home and the kids, and I just want to spend a bit of time with them before I make that decision also. I'm like, okay, I'll give you a couple of days. In between those days, I get a call from the head coach, Polokwane City, Duncan Liches. Emma, now we've got 8 games left. Can we pay you per game? Ke contract per game. Has that ever happened where you're going to earn your money per game? There's 30 games in a season. So if I was you know, and I'm like, but D, you're the coach. Why tell me to negotiate the contract? But when it's like, no, man, what's it? Chairman, I'm like, this guy, but if it makes sense or get that I'll come. Get the Tusa team. And it does happen. I go there and get Tusa team.
So meaning you agreed to getting paid per game?
No. That I'm like, nope, I'm not doing that.
So you had a different contract for the remainder of the season. All right. Then that happens. The team gets promoted. Where do the wheels come off at this point? The team is promoted. It's happy days, top flight football. At what point do you have a difficult conversation where now contracts need to be upgraded?
Nobody answers me about contract renewals, and June, end of June, but I'm there with the team preseason, all that. Celebrating
trophy parades.
Young kind.
Everything. You're in the conversation for top.
When we came for the trophy parade, the squad was already trimmed. That team was PSL team. That's it.
And you had made the cut.
Yeah. 10 players had already left that were part of the team in the NFD. So even at training, thinking, coach, they're going to call you now, it's everything. And it doesn't happen.
All right. When you were in a different podcast, you spoke about some of the things that happened with your time at Polokwane City. At what point are we with that case right now? Is it an ongoing case? What happened after you had made those statements in that different podcast?
Damn. Yeah, stuff happened. I think the union is dealing with that. And
so it's a legal matter now?
Yeah, I've just left it to those people and we'll just see how it unfolds.
All right. Has Bibo retired? You spoke about coaching, so we don't know, you're going to be a player coach or you've closed the chapter officially?
I'm waiting for John Committee's call to save the team from relegation.
Actually, let's just touch on that. What do you think the turning point was from a Cape Town City that consistently used to finish in the top 8, that would at least try push in the certain cup competitions, to a team that's now facing the playoffs?
The personnel. I mean, when I went to Cape Town City, Tato Mukeke, Tabo Nodada, Surprise Ralane, Patusi, Roland Pushke, so many footballers that were great there, and talent. Tamim Kize, and you look at the team now, and you're like, damn, there's only Tammy, Gamo, and who else can carry the team? A lot of young youngsters that made their debut this season. So it's really, really difficult. I don't know. I just hope they survive relegation.
Do you think they will, though?
I'm praying they do. I'm honestly praying they do, because it would really suck if a team like that, a brand like that, an institution like that had to go down to the NFD. Yeah.
We're going to do a quick 5, which is like the last segment of On the Couch with LP. The best player you ever went up against?
Sure. Tulane, between Tulane and Mshishi.
All right.
Sirero.
Yeah. Cream de la cream. Tembazwane. The one player you dreaded playing against. You dreaded, he gave you nightmares even before game day.
Not nightmares per se, but I always had to come up with ways to beat him, especially when I was still playing as a winger. Chester, Masilela. Yeah, it was really difficult to go through that, man.
The one player you wish you played with?
Gifted Remy.
Ooh. Okay. The one... Let me think. The one thing you wish you had done differently in your whole career, looking back?
Nothing. No regrets.
None whatsoever?
Nope.
The one thing you wish you could replicate but do it better? You did it good, but you feel like if I had a second chance, I'd do it better.
My time at Pirates.
Your time at Pirates?
Yeah, I think if I did it better, I would have went overseas for sure.
If you could give advice to one player right now at the moment, who would it be and what would the advice be?
Phew. Saling, come back and have some fun.
All right, Mpho, for every footballer, there is the dream team, and the dream team that you are part of, the dream team where you feel like, if I could pick my 10 players that will be playing around me, I feel like we can take over the world. For you, which team would that be? If you are there in the middle of the park, orchestrating every move, who would you like as your attacking players in front of you and the defenders behind you and in the goalkeeping department?
Too many to mention, but I'll put myself on the bench.
What?
I'm the coach. I'll coach the team.
So who would play in your position? Mshishi, Tego, who would play in your position?
Gift.
Okay. Yes, that's in your position.
Yeah.
Sharp. And then goalkeeper?
Senzo and Kennedy Mweni. You'll choose. Mzori. And okay, I'll go for Senzo.
Yeah. Okay.
Defense, I'll go for Jonathan Mensah. Center back. Left back, I'll go for Petu Pumayo. Right back, I'll go for Thabo Matlaba. Center back, I'll go for Sangweni. 6, I'll go for Andile. Yeah, like it's too many. Andile open the midfield.
I know that midfield is breaking down anything that comes its way.
Yeah, Andile, Opa, Gift on the left, Tulani in midfield, Mshishi on the other side, Penny up front. On the bench, Kemit, Ralani, Kennedy. Free State. There was a player I played at Free State. There was Prince Olomo. Yes, Prince Olomo.
And the coach?
The coach. Can I put 3 coaches? It's 3 coaches nowadays, Mosna.
The one you will start with.
Coaches.
Yeah, no. We don't want
the one I'll
coaches.
start with Steve Kompela.
Okay.
He gave me my first PSL contract. Jesse Queen, Harold Dohodi. Because he was he's still a father to me. And I played my best football. Well, I learned so much about football when I was coached by Rulani. But I played my best football under Vivi. So those 2.
Is Bafana going to win the AFCON?
For sure, 100%. So we're really, really coming back with it.
All right.
I'm confident. I'm very, very confident.
All right. Yeah. But let's say that has been Mpho Makola on the LP couch. Ubibo, the tell all. He addressed so many different issues. And of course, if you are on social media, please share, like, and follow. This is the Switch On Network. Thank you so much, Mpho.
Thank you for having me.
All the best with your coaching qualifications and future what? We'll see you on the touchline.
Thank you.